Hello there, I'm Gary Foster and welcome back to What Price Victory. And today victory isn't necessarily important, but certainly a draw would be. We're playing the Melbourne Derby, the last one for the year, against Melbourne City. Rojas has picked up an injury, but McManaman has come back in and played some good form with us. Since you last joined us, we had a good win in our last game over the Melbourne Jets, with Brandon Lawton scoring both those goals, and we can take a quick look at those. We didn't dominate the game, but we did enough to get the victory, and it was pleasing to see Lawton from the right wing being able to take some of the goal scoring pressure off Rudy Gastede. So Lawton with a well taken goal there on the angle for his first after 23 minutes. Traore on the left sets it up for Broxham. He gets it across and the ball falls loose to Lawton, and he picks up his second goal of the game. Now prior to that was the 2-2 draw against Western Sydney Wanderers, and this game basically had everything. In the first half we had a penalty disallowed by VAR. This was after Lawton had put us ahead with a very early goal. The Wanderers equalised just on half time, and then went ahead in the 82nd minute. I went into all attacking mode, and Gastede was able to get us an equaliser in the 6th minute of extra time. But in the 7th minute of extra time, we actually had a goal disallowed for offside. So we were VAR'd twice in the game there, and the VAR took a lot of emotion out of the game. But here we are with Traore, Lawton ghosting in and nodding at home. So that early goal, I thought, put us in pretty good stead. But then we conceded from a corner. Pretty regulation goal to concede. Similar setup for the second goal that we conceded. Then deep into extra time, the ball fell and came across to Gastede. So 2-2 is not the end of the world, but in today's game there's been some interesting results. Sorry, wrong click. We're on top of the league by 7 points with 3 games in hand, but interestingly enough, there was Brisbane Roar, who had been on our hammer for most of the game. They've slipped up in recent matches, so they're today's games. But you see the 1-0 win that they suffered against Perth Glory has put a dent in their top 2 chances, and MacArthur, who are coming home with a wet sail, they've squeaked in on goal difference. So the team that we've got to face Melbourne City has a pretty settled look about it. Defensively, we're well set up at the back with Acton, Traore, Ryan, Ansell and Shotton. Hiraji, who's our deep-lying playmaker, in front of him is Broxham and Brimmer. Lawton, who's been in a good run of goal-scoring form, on the right, and McManaman, who is coming back to form, is on the left. But with Gastede up front, I just might have a quick sort of just change him to be a little bit forward. I just want to confirm that he's the right footer. So he should be the winger, and I think McManaman is also a right footer, so he is the inside forward. So this is the game. that we have to go to the Melbourne Derby. So let's do a little bit of admin. Going through to the team setup, pretty familiar. It's also interesting too that Sydney FC, they suffered a big defeat, and they sacked their manager. So Harry Cool and I have been linked with the vacant position at Sydney FC. So come on, we can qualify the Asians Champions League if we can get a point from this game. Should be able to see off the second place teams. It would be a bit of a coup, considering the real life dramas that have been around Sydney, been around Melbourne Victory. So opening exchanges. So we'll do a little bit of encouragement, just to let them know that we're on their case. I'd certainly like an early goal to put us on the front foot. Defensively, we've been well set up, and thankfully too, we've been a little blessed with lack of injuries, and McCullum seems to be bottling it a little bit there. So just keep a quick eye on him. Yeah, Gastide's remained injury free, and he's been continuing to bag the goals. So as for body language, we've got a whole heap of different colours there, so I want to ignore that. Pull groin, see if I can get him to half time. Right. So I think we'll be assertive, and we'll pull the finger. And we need... Happy with your performance? I'm delighted with your performance. Now let's tell them about the Champions League. Going to tactics, and McManaman, Elvis, Elvis can sober, although I do have Laurie Latanzio. No, I'll go there with the first instinct, and he's a right footer, so we'll keep him in the inside forward role, although he is better on more gifted on the right. No, happy with that. We'll go with that. So hopefully McManaman hasn't done too much damage with the series finals starting in a few weeks' time. We might, if we can get a point here, we might be able to nurse him through and not risk any further injury to him. But it'll be interesting to see what happens there after the game. Right. Demand more. Ignore that. Raji's again. Right, we just need to freshen up a few of the legs here. Sporanovic can come on for Ryan. I'm also thinking that Kurda, he can perhaps come on for Broxham to take away the yellow card. And as you recall, we can do up to 5 substitutions at no more than 3 different stoppages. Do I nurse Castide through the game or not? We'll confirm those subs and see how we go. So of course you have to press play in order to progress the game, so we'll do that as well. Okay. Dominated the game in the shooting department, but nothing on. So just go into an attacking mentality. The point is enough, but I think for bragging rights, I'd certainly like to get 1 over Victory, 1 over City for Victory. It's going to be 0-0. Defensively, again, we've played really well, but gosh, it is frustrating that we're not scoring the goals that we were. I think we were unlucky today, weren't we? When you have a look at the XG, so that point is enough. So we've got 2 games to go, and MacArthur, they've got 3. So doing some maths, yeah, 8 points clear. McManaman injured, 3 to 4 days. Okay, so that's not drastic, but we might be resting. Him for sure. So 2-2 draw with Sydney and Phoenix. That doesn't do. Oh, Sydney too far behind us, and Phoenix they're knocking on the door of the semi-final series as well. So for the next game, coming back for the final home game for Brisbane Roar. So we'll come back for that, and hopefully that should see us presented with the premiers played on the day. So we'll be back shortly for the Brisbane Roar game. Okay, so welcome back to Melbourne Victory's next game against Brisbane Roar, but it's actually turned into a little bit of an anticlimax because during the week, MacArthur surprisingly lost at home to the Central Coast Mariners 5-0, which effectively gave the title to Melbourne Victory. So where I thought this might have been a blockbuster game, first playing third, well there's still that, it doesn't seem to have the importance of what it used to. But it's certainly a big game for Brisbane because they can qualify for a semi-final place if they get a point off us and MacArthur were to drop points. So let's do some admin, and I'll go through the players for today's game. Okay, so here's the squad that we've got for the game against Brisbane. A couple of changes, and I'm doing them basically with the semi-final series coming up. I brought Crocombe in for his first start of the year, which probably isn't the best thing to be doing. But defensively, we've got the same back four of Traore, Ryan, Ansell and Shotton. Haraji, Broxham and Brimmer, they're the ones in the middle. Robbie Cruz has been brought back from injury, and he's been put up front in place of Rudy Gastides. McManaman has also been rested for Laurie Latanzio, and I've brought in Kamsoba on the right wing. So a little bit of mothballing of players, and we'll just see how we go with those changes. As I said, it's not as important as what I thought it would be because of those midweek results all went in our favour. So I guess the object is for these two games to come through them injury free. Ideally, we wouldn't like to get thrashed in either of the games to keep morale at a pretty high level. But here we are with Victory playing it around in front of the Roar. Penalty area was shot and getting some room out on the right. Poor pass back, so he's got a lot of room to make up, but Haraji can come back and clean up. So we start the build up again. Kamsoba's signed a new contract for us, so there's big raps on him. Through to Shotton with a quality ball across to Cruz. Cruz misses it, but Laurie Latanzio gets his first goal of the season. So well taken goal. I'd like to think that Cruz knocked it down, but as you know, Robbie Cruz isn't the tallest player going around, so it was probably over his head. But I think Shotton will get the assist rather than Cruz. Okay, so good start for the Victory. Everyone's nice and composed, which is how I want them to be. I don't necessarily want them fired up, but Brimmer with a free kick, and Ansell up from the back. Well done, that's his first goal too, I think. He might have... It didn't come up as his first goal, so he's also got his name on the team sheet. He's certainly not a regular scorer, but yeah, keeper in no man's land. It was always going to be a goal if he could keep the header down. So good start to Victory. Not quite sure why they were all anxious for that particular moment, but Robbie Cruz playing reasonably well up front. I might be doing a swap at half time to bring Folami on for a little run. Brimmer again launches the free kick in, and looks like an own goal to Brisbane Roar. Okay, that was pretty poor. He was surrounded by blue shirts, but he was... Oh, no, he wasn't. He was all by himself. So he should have let that run. Goodness. That was pretty poor. Okay, so with that in mind, we'll have to heap some praise on them, considering it's a dead rubber. Well, I don't know whether the computer knows that or not. We'll go to tactics. Folami to come on for Cruz. I want to nurse him through. Did I see a booking? I thought one of our players had picked up a booking, but Brimmer has also been playing well of late for us, even though, unfortunately, he's not re-signed with a new contract because I mucked up the contract office and his agent was a little bit short with me. But we'll see what he does in the next couple of weeks. So, Crocombe bringing the ball out for us. Kurta to Kamsoba. Finding a little bit of nice little through ball to Shotton. I think I mentioned in the previous video that Shotton has been playing some good games for us. I like what he brings to the team. Okay, we're playing it around. I don't mind this. Good crack, good save. Brisbane Victory, they've got it all to play for. So I'm surprised that they haven't been coming at us a little bit more than what they have, because they had a chance to bypass the banana skin that is the semi-final series, or the qualifying for the elimination finals. So anything can happen with them because it is straight sudden death in both those games. So they must be a little bit disappointed that they haven't acquitted themselves. So we'll just head in here for a little bit more player maintenance. Defender. Played well. Maybe defensively, Sporanovic for Ansell or Ryan. maybe Ansell, and then Barrett, Broxham, I think. Wasn't sure where to play Lee Broxham, but he seems to have found himself at home in midfield, even though he can be in the back four. Okay, so winding it down, corner coming across for Victory, and penalty given. Gonna have a chat to the VAR. Yep. Penalty awarded. Okay, Traore, he can take the penalty. Bottom left. Ooh. Well, bottom left of the outside of the corner. Okay, that won't do his confidence terribly well. And here we go. A little bit of post-game animation there to pick up the silverware. So Traore, Atkins getting a handshake, and we lift up the trophy, and we say Yahoo! Thank you very much. Oh, even the referees are giving us a bit of a clap. Well done. Okay, so happy with that result. Yes, we can do a lap of honour, and there's probably some press conferences and all that sort of thing that we can that we'll have to attend to. So we'll come back for the semi-final series. We won't worry too much about the elimination games, because Victory won't be involved in that. So with that in mind, it looks like some sort of parity has been restored with Victory and top of the table. But we'll come back for the all-important grand final series. So we'll be back for that in next episode. I'm Gary Foster. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.